Coach Mangini's here and prepared to talk about the Eagles. Jordan Mailata is not preparing to face Micah Parsons, and that sounds good to him.
It always sounds smarter with an accent.
Yeah, that's true. Defending Super Bowl champion season openers this century are 20-5, score about 26 points. The opponents score about 20. More likely on Thursday, a Philly blowout or a Dallas upset.
A rout. Dallas is going to get routed, all right? One, Philadelphia is just much better, all right? Obviously defending Super Bowl champions, but their offense is great, and Dallas's weakness is the defense. And then their defense is very good. They probably won't be as good as last year, but the defense is good. The defensive backfield is good, so I think they'll be fine. But last year, Coach, and I said this about 3 times last week, they outscored the Cowboys 75-13 in their 2 games. I get it was without Dak, but one of the games Kenny Pickett started for Philadelphia. So, I also think that Dallas, even with Micah gone, has had an offseason full of distractions. Obviously, you have a new coach, but just, Micah, everything, it's just been a bunch of distractions. Philly, I think, has been set on football. I think they have the right mentality coming off a Super Bowl. I just think that they have had no drama this offseason. Dallas has had nothing but drama. And so I just think everything is leading up toward the Eagles' route.
Yeah, I went back and looked at the 3 games after we won our Super Bowls. And the first one, we blew up the Steelers. I think it was like 30-14, but it wasn't that close. And then the next one was close against a really good Colts team. And the last one was against the Raiders, and we beat them by like 20. So the emotion of dropping that banner is real, and
it's a positive.
It's a positive, and it's powerful, and it should give you an edge over whoever you're playing. Now we've seen a little bit of a transition, I feel like, in the last 4 or 5 years where guys have lost that game after winning the Super Bowl, which to me is incredible. And then you do factor in it is a first-time head coach, so that's a challenge. And all the recent distractions, that's problematic. I think you're right. Philly has done a good job of really limiting the storylines this offseason, especially comparatively. Now, the thing I would say is Dallas is used to offseason distractions, so I guess that's not as big a deal for that group. I would say their best chances to being a first-time head coach and all these things being new and the first game of the season, you do have an element of surprise. So try some different things. Maybe come out and go all no huddle to start the game. Do some things that are completely uncharacteristic to try to change at least the complexion of the game early.
Yeah, so for those who care, Vegas says a Cowboys win is the same odds in one direction as the Eagles winning by more than 17. So, and that's a huge, winning by 17 is massive in the NFL. So, the Vegas odds say a Philly blowout. If you consider a blowout to be 14 or more, you know what I mean? That's more likely.
14's a blowout.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, I'm not thinking 30.
So here's what is interesting though. In the last decade, only one defending champ has won by more than 7. And that was the Chiefs over the Texans the year after the 24-0 playoff game between them. In the last decade, the 2 biggest blowouts have been the other team blowing out the defending champ. The Bills blew out the Rams, and the Chiefs blew out the Patriots pre-Mahomes. That was the Tom Brady's done game. Remember, you guys, the first one of those. And so we haven't had a true rout by the defending champs since Seattle blew out Green Bay a decade ago. So I don't know what's changed.
Well, they have switched to, because it used to be teams that played each other in the playoffs the previous year played, and now they've switched
now it's
to,
whatever.
Yeah, where Detroit
played Kansas City.
Yeah,
this is a divisional matchup. They changed the way it's worked. This is what I will say Dallas has going for it. And I'm very curious where you stand, because I watched your walk-in video, and you seem to be preemptively playing both sides here.
No.
Where you said a blowout, and I felt like you said, I watched it a couple times, upset alert. That there was a major upset alert. So I think you're
playing both sides.
No, I know.
Not, upset alert and blowout prediction are like cousins of each other.
Okay, all right.
Because it's like whenever I feel 100% confident that the Eagles are going to rout the Cowboys. Every time I listen to Jalen Hurts, we saw what they did last year. They can't stop the run. I think Saquon has something to prove. I think Jalen has something to prove. There's a new
What
clip.
does Saquon have to prove?
Well, you can't have a 2,000 yards.
What?
You're a down year.
What?
Yeah, one off year.
wait.
One off year.
Who's saying this about
No,
Saquon?
one off year.
Who is saying that?
Everybody can do it 1 year.
No. That's the definition of a straw
he's got
man.
the chip on his
Everything else
shoulder,
I
though.
agree with you.
He's got
There's
the chip
no
on his
one
shoulder.
person
down.
said, I expect a
2,000 yards? No, nobody
No.
expects back-to-back 2,000
people.
yard seasons.
I feel like
Pretty
the
hard.
conventional wisdom on Saquon is great year. Zero chance he can
Yes.
be that good.
Yes.
He will have a significant fall off, and it will still be good.
Yeah, but that's.
But if I'm Saquon,
predicting 1,500 yards and a dozen touchdowns is not. You think that's like bulletin board material for Saquon?
last year he was hurdling guys backwards.
Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted.
I
you.
think the term is chip on his shoulder.
Sure.
Because he's still got to
He's
get that
trying to
Hall
be
of
a Hall
Fame
of Famer.
resume.
Yeah, sure.
So,
But
and I
so
think he has
But
something
that's
to
nowhere near the level of chip of leaving your team.
Yeah.
Like
No,
the chip
that's
going
fair.
into
I
last
think
year
there's
versus
real doubt about
all the success he
Jalen
had.
in some circles, Sirianni in some circles. I don't think there's real doubt about Saquon, but it's
But I
not your
do
point.
feel
I
like there.
interrupted you.
Yes. No. Kansas City has the ultimate straw man motivation, where it was like, you would bring the bulletin board out. Did you hear something on GeoCities blog from a few years ago? 99 out of 100 people surveyed, Chiefs only got 99 votes. Put them on the board, GeoCities. Blog spot. Where and that was motivation.
Sure.
We'd go to the parade and like, no one believes in us.
right, exactly.
I think there's a lot of that for the Eagles, and they're going to want to prove a message to the Cowboys.
So
And it's a rival. It's a division rival. They're not going to take the Cowboys lightly, no matter who they trot out there.
So here's, and we can, I guess, talk about this more later in the week or in the show. I think it's pretty clear from what Jerry said, from what they're saying, that they are going to sell out to stop the run in this game. Like the whole mantra has been, we got to get better against the run. Kenny Clark, you know, we think we might be better because addition by subtraction, whatever it is. And so I do think, like, this is going to be a game. And by the way, the Chiefs did this in the Super Bowl and actually did a good job against Saquon and got crushed. So I'm not where they're like, okay, Deron Bland, freshly minted $80 million man because we have all this extra money because we didn't expect to have. Jalen Hurts go beat us. And I think the Cowboys' only hope is that it's a shootout. Is that Dak, who has historically done really well against Philly, continues that, and then, you know what I mean? And that it's something, you know, the game's in the high 20s, low 30s.
Let me ask you this, Nick, because you seem to think Dallas has a real chance to win. If you give them a legitimate chance to win, why not think they can have a really good season and maybe get a playoff spot?
Because I don't think that they are. I don't think the Cowboys are a good team 1 through 53. I think that picking blowouts in divisional football games is a fool's errand. That's kind of what, you know what I mean? I think the Browns have a legitimate chance to beat Cincinnati in week 1. I do not think there's any chance they have a good season.
After an offseason with more headlines about his girlfriend than his team, Bill Belichick will finally make his debut tonight when North Carolina hosts a TCU. Horned Frogs are favored by 3.5 over the Tar Heels. Is this a must-win for Bill Belichick?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
How could it not be? The last 4 head coaches in North Carolina won their opening game. You got $10 million. You got everything you wanted in terms of the support staff. You're the greatest head coach in the history of the NFL. You're going to college football. Yeah, it's a must-win. You talk about distractions, and then you create distractions. Yeah, it's a must-win.
Wow.
Yeah, but not only should you win, you should win handily.
Well,
I mean,
I'll take
why
TCU, by the
shouldn't
way.
you?
I mean, here's what I think TCU's experience in that Colorado game, I know it's new players, but same coach, will actually help them. I think they were a favorite against the kind of one of the storyline teams of the offseason. They were supposed to be better than, and that team came in and beat them, in Colorado with Deion and them. So I think that actually helps Sonny Dykes a bit, like to make sure the team's ready for this game. And I just think the level of turnover that UNC had, I know it's common in college football, but to this level is extreme.
70 players.
Right. And so I just think
But that should be an advantage. You went out and got the guys that you wanted to get.
I just think it'll be
But you can't sit there and say, oh, I don't have my guys. Yeah, you do. You got all 70 of them. There you go.
Coach,
You got your
players
players.
and
I
staff.
like
That
your
includes staff.
spunk.
That's a lot of players.
There's no spunk. I just don't see how you can.
But if you're that
project it any
strong
other
on
way.
must win, it almost sounds like, and I don't think you're necessarily saying this, but then it's like, make the playoff. Like, that's kind of how I feel, because I don't feel like it's a must win, because I think it'd be a great win, and it'd be a great story, and maybe it would, portend something really successful coming this season. But TCU is getting votes for the top 25. They're top 25 adjacent. I get it, they got a bunch of new players, so maybe last year only winning 6 games in North Carolina doesn't matter. But I just feel like, I don't feel like they're expected to win this game.
Here's what Bill always said. To whom much is given, much is expected. You've been given a lot. You've been given everything you wanted. Much is expected.
Ooh,
I think that,
it'd be a great win.
I think it'd be
I
a
hope
great
they win,
win.
but I don't expect
I'm not hoping they win. But I also think TCU will win.
So do you?
You think they're going to outcoach him?
No, I honestly value, and in college football, unless there is a massive talent discrepancy, I'll just go with the experienced quarterback. And the fact that this kid at TCU's been there 3 years, and North Carolina's kid's coming from South Alabama, and it's his first start, I'll just go with TCU.
He's
I
supposed to
go
be
with the
pretty good, though.
experienced quarterback against the guy who's torn up experienced quarterbacks for 50
Again,
years.
Look at what Matt Patricia did to
If they can
Harvard.
fluster Peyton Manning, I think we should be able to handle it.
Yeah,
would
so
hope
that's where, and that's kind of a cousin, I guess, of the take. I think Patricia did a great job in that game, and I know we're going to talk about it more. I think that the coach is getting way more credit than the players, and I think that's inaccurate. I think Ohio State has a bunch of pros who are awesome, who were able to implement Patricia's complex schemes.
Sure.
Like, the reason you don't run all of the complex schemes you run in the NFL and college football is typically, tell me if I'm wrong, the kids are going to screw it up. Like, they're not going to, you know what I mean? And so I don't know that UNC is going to be able to do that in day one. I know these are his players. I know that it's not what Ohio State has. So I think people saw what Patricia did and like, oh, Belichick's Patricia times 100. Yeah, he doesn't have Caleb Downs. He doesn't have, 8 first-round picks on his defense.
You sound like you think it's a must-win, too.
It is a must-win.
Okay.
100%.
So
With the amount of bad
okay.
press that he brought onto the program, they turned a blind eye to that. The 60 Minutes interview, the book, the girlfriend on the field.
So,
getting
okay,
banned.
I
No,
wanna
she's
know
not
this from
banned.
you guys.
Got the Hulu documentary.
There's
Can't wait to see that.
the documentary. We're on NFL films. We're not doing NFL films. They were like, we got the T-shirts out. We got the sweatshirts in the airport. You have to win. They turned a blind eye to all that. Like, all right, it's worth it. If he wins, he's the GOAT.
So what do they have to do this season then? For it to be a successful
I think
season,
they're saying
what
they
do
got
they
to
have
win
to
at
do?
least 8 games.
Is
Right?
that,
8-4.
I mean,
I didn't project it out,
Yeah.
but I would
I'm ju-
imagine I just go back to the same line of you have your guys, you've been given what you've asked for, and you've got this wealth of experience. You should be able to go and outcoach a lot of the people that you play.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.